Hey guys, it's Dark Architect 18 back here with another YouTube video, and today we are doing how to play the Brest strategically. But before I get into that, I just want to say I do ship reviews, Death Strike videos, and much more. So before I start, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps with the channel. Liking the channel really does a lot, getting the channel out there and the videos and all that out there, and would really appreciate that. And yeah, if you really enjoy the content as well, make sure to subscribe as well, that subscribe button, and make sure to hit that notification bell on the channel so that you are notified of all my future videos, streams, and all of that, so you get into all of that so you don't miss a beat on any of that. So yeah, now we're going to get into it. So we're going to break down the commander, inspirations, skills, the mods I'm running for this ship, and then we're going to actually break down the stats for the ship, and then we're going to give a breakdown of how I play the Brest strategically in this battle, and you're going to notice that. So commander, I'm running Andrei Lemonier with inspirations of Nikolai Kuznetsov and Francesco Membelli, with the skills of Beyond Range, Igniter, Punch Through, Fixated, and Fully Packed. So we're doing more of a range AP build and more consumables. So we get the reload booster, the heal, and the speed boost, which is really nice. So we're sitting at 3 reload boosters, 3 heals, and 3 speed boosts, which is really good for the ship overall. So the modifications we are running are aiming systems mod 1, propulsions mod 2, concealment system mod 1, and main battery mod 3. So we're doing more reload, more aiming, more propulsion, and we're doing concealment. We want to be stealthy in this ship, but we want to have a good reload, and we want to make sure our shots count in this ship. So we're really lining everything up with this. You're going to see that this game, the shells look great. The game is going to be a great one, and it's going to really show the potential of how to play it strategically, this ship. So, stats-wise, we have a survivability of a 70 out of 100, which is really good for a cruiser. So we have 55,300 HP, 16 to 335 millimeters of armor, 19% torpedo damage reduction. Artillery is 87 out of 100. So we have 2x4 330 millimeter guns, which is 13-inch guns. So 19.2 kilometer firing range, 22.2 second reload time, 42.4 second 180 degree turn time, 4840 max HE shell damage, 38% fire setting chance, 10,670 max AP shell damage. In our secondaries, we have 8x2 139 millimeter guns with 5.2 kilometer firing range, 7 second reload time, 2,000 max HE shell damage, and a 13% fire setting chance. So pretty good overall. AA defense, we have 18x2 20 millimeter guns, 110 average damage per second, 2 kilometer firing range, 4x2 40 millimeter guns, 45 average damage per second, 3.5 kilometer firing range, 4x4 40 millimeter guns with 64 average damage per second, 3.5 kilometer firing range, 8x2 139 millimeter guns with 122 average damage per second, and a 5.2 kilometer firing range. So pretty good AA overall. I forget what the rating is, but I think it's upper 80s, maybe closer to 90. That's really good. You're going to see that as well. I don't remember how many planes I took down, but my experience with this ship, the Brest, the Tier 8 heavy cruiser, or heavy French cruiser, is that it's really good. It can definitely take out those planes quickly, and I think it's pretty solid overall. I mean, I haven't had too much of an issue against carriers in this ship. So that's my personal opinion about it. Maneuverability, we're sitting at a 56 out of 100, so a 32.4 knot max speed, so it's kind of slow. But you do have the reload, or not the reload booster, the speed boost, so you can get up to, I'd say, 38 knots, just about. So, which is pretty good for a cruiser. That's more on the upper side in terms of being more speedy as a cruiser, which is nice. And yeah, but the base speed definitely is kind of slow. So if that is a concern of yours, then you might want to consider looking at it. But in terms of how I built it, I didn't feel the speed to be that big of an issue. So that's just me. But anyways, you got a 720 meter turning circle radius with a 13.2 second rudder. So the rudder is kind of rough on this, but it's manageable. You can make it work. Definitely below average in terms of turning compared to other cruisers. I guess it really depends what cruiser you're looking at and how you're building into it. I mean, there's some cruisers, if you don't build into rudder at all, it can be much higher. Other cruisers, it can definitely be lower. It really just depends. Concealment, we're at 69 out of 100. Detectability by sea, it's 10.1 kilometers, which is excellent. You can get into engagements quite easily and sneak in there and get your first salvo or two off and really dictate the situation, which is exactly what you want to do in this kind of ship. So it's definitely a plus to consider concealment, because getting that first shot off, maybe you get a dev strike, maybe you're going to get, somebody is broadside on the enemy team and you really want to take them out. And if you have that concealment, you can get in there, get your shots set up, get your ship positioned, and then move towards the enemy in a more efficient way and make sure you get the best shots you can in that situation. So detectability by air is 6.3, 2 kilometer guaranteed detectability range, and then while firing in smoke it's 9.7, so it's pretty good overall. So essentially we started at the B cap, the beginning of the game, moved our way towards the C cap, towards the northeast on the map, and we are circling around, and we're circling back towards the B and the A cap to basically protect against the other enemies that were swarming over there. Initially, most of them were over there, and we had a couple people at C for the enemy, so we took those guys out and moved up as a team, and we're just going to push them back one by one and take it one step at a time. So you're going to see the AA is really doing some works with that. So actually we do have a carrier on the enemy team and our team, so that is one thing to note with this battle. You're going to see the AA going off pretty good for that. The ship overall, I typically run AP, I'd say 90% of the time to 95% of the time, because you aim, waterline for cruisers if they're broadside. If they are slightly angled like a battleship or a cruiser, I aim up higher towards their superstructure. But if they are definitely angled or a heavily armored target, I would definitely switch to HE to definitely start the fires and try to get some more reasonable damage. But AP is the go-to with what I feel. Reload boosters are very effective. They can really get you a lot of damage quite quickly, and they are definitely very nice to have. So they will really boost up your damage real quick, and your reload is definitely going to be reduced drastically. So see right there with that AP right there what I did to that Kronstadt. So that was a really, really good shot. Really well timed, and we're doing a really great job so far. So we're just going to keep pushing up. We see a Nebraska right there, We are going to try to dodge. We got the carrier basically trying to harass us currently, so we're going to try to get this Atlantico. He is going to be coming around. I'm going to try to get some shots off in a second. But overall, the Brest is a very good ship. You just got to play it more as a support. Heavy cruiser, you don't want to push too far into battle. I would play it, considerably like this in terms of if you could play it. So this is the best battle that I thought really showed how the Brest, this ship, is just really it's a good ship, but you got to consider its armor and that it can probably only bounce, I think it's like 14 for sure, 14-inch shells. 15-inch it might be able to, but yeah, it's got some armor for sure, but you got to really consider what you're doing with the ship, how you want to play it, and what you can really get out of this ship. So yeah, we're going to turn hard right here. We're going to try to get shots off against this Nebraska. We're not going to quite get our shots right off because of just how he turned, but we're going to get our guns going around. Zooming in right here, we're going to get a good shot on the Nebraska. So we got some more fires. We got some more planes shot down. We got a Confederate. We got a high caliber up to 158,000 damage. Really, really good game overall. And the Tier 8 heavy cruiser Brest. So it's a really fun ship overall. I definitely recommend this line for anyone that wants something different or wants, anything to do with heavy cruisers. If you enjoy anything to do with heavy cruisers of any kind of type of ship, I definitely recommend this line. It's a fun line. I always kind of compare it to a mini Richelieu in terms of basically because of the quad turret setup in the front, your two quads, and because they're 13-inch guns. And I think the Dunkirk actually has 13-inch guns, so this is basically like a mini Dunkirk, essentially, or equivalent to a Dunkirk. But this is Tier 8, so this is considerable for a cruiser at this tier. So it's a good ship. It's got a lot going for it. You just got to be careful with its armor. You got to angle it properly, and you really got to consider how you are going to move up an engagement. This game played out really, really well overall, so we're going to harass this carrier at the end. So this Lexington, and when I was looking at this, essentially when I was doing it the first time, going through through the motion of this game, I was like, wow, this is just a great video. Great game. Definitely shows what you can do and how to play the Brest strategically. You just got to play it more of as a support ship, kind of medium to long range is how I would play it. And yeah, it's got a lot going for it. So we are actually just about wrapped up with the game. We are going to end it quite well. And really appreciate everyone's support and time, and definitely appreciate it if you could hit that like button. Definitely helps out with the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing. We're getting real close to 1,400 subscribers, so as I always say, you have a little bit of kind of the upper hand in terms of saying that, well, I was, a subscriber, etc. number, and, it's just something good to kind of say where you found the channel at and how you supported the channel, and it goes a long way with that. So, yeah, 187,000 damage, Confederate, high caliber, 35-36 XP. Great game in the Brest. And yeah, this is Dark Architect 18. I am out. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell to stay tuned to the next video. And hope to see you in the next video. And we got some more streams and videos coming up this week. So appreciate it. Thanks. Peace. Bye.